up Elysium on defense. That's Down Bad's pick. Now, something to look at, Frodan, as we're kicking things off here. Down Bad, well, their best map through the qualifier was Bind. That is out of the picture. When we look at Icebox, I feel like this is the map that is going to set the tone. If Down Bad wants to win and upset our #1 seed, they got to strike first here on attack.
Absolutely. Icebox is unconventional based off the trends that you see in the other Valorant maps. It's very unusual and so rare. Only played 4 times throughout the qualifier getting to this point. And so because there's such little amount of data out there, there's a lot that we don't really know what to expect. And you can see this first round here, what is Down Bad going to be able to do on the attack now that they're stacking on the B side?
Cade still sticking with Omen, and he's going to have, well, 5 players to deal with if the attack is moving his way. Early smoke backing up, and he is going to be just setting up the shadows as the rotation is already there. Now look for this Sky to go with a big blind. That will set off multiple kills here from the defenders if we see Down Bad convert a full attack onto the site. And it looks like as you take a peek at that mini map, they're just going to slow things down. I like this patient play in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, really often you see in these pistol rounds, they get fast and furious, but this is a really important setup here coming out from B. And because of the lack of information coming out from Elysium side, first contact only being traded for a couple of players here, so there's not too much information. But now when you hear the plant going down, Elysium, the jig is up. They know exactly what Down Bad's up to.
Not a ton of damage done by either team yet, and the spike is safely planted. Everyone's stacking up before the retake comes in, and there is the first Hawk. Doesn't catch many. Nico's watching the flank, but that means they're going to be overwhelmed on the site. Here's a big push of Xander and Bancroft for the first one in. And kills being traded back and forth, Frodan. This one looking in favor of the defense. They need just 2 more. And as I say it, agility popped off.
Yeah, Down Bad able to get that crucial round 1 pistol win. And that slow play ended up being really hard for Elysium to adapt. They did rotate through mid, so they were trying to get for a big swing, but overall some really nice trades, and baiting out the utility early has allowed Down Bad to be able to get that fast 1-0 lead. Now, we've seen a lot of teams, they've been kind of mixing up how they've approached it on round number 2. Some teams choose to play pretty slow by splitting up across, and we'll see what Down Bad choose to do for round 2, as they do seem to be playing a little bit more spread out in default. And I do want to see a little bit more of that Sky action coming out mid. We've been seeing Sky being picked a little bit more often on Icebox in particular, and she's definitely been one of the more X-Factor agents coming in. So Elysium, we'll see if they can make something happen here in round 2.
I'll be honest, I was expecting a little bit of a stronger performance out of Choi in that first round. I'm looking at the Killjoy. You're going up against Stingers. You're going up against Spectres. What can you get done with any utility? Did they pick any up, or is this a full save from Elysium? Slow start here as they're looking for some early aggression from the defense, and I like it. Once again, it's Down Bad getting the early pick based on the patience as Xander finds the first blood.
Yep, and a rotation over here to B, and all 3 members remaining from Elysium trying to go through under the tube. Not a great position because nobody's waiting for them in Snowman to keep the attackers at bay. And with a little bit of cover and an easy plant here from Down Bad, it's really down to Elysium to go for the retake, but a couple of different shock darts here trying to push him off. And it's not looking good for Elysium. 4 versus 1. This is looking really good for Down Bad to go up 2-0 here.
And they knew exactly where Cade was hiding, only dropping 1 player. This is a great start for Down Bad. 2-0, we're going into the rifle round, and you're going to see a lot of SMGs still on the map. So defense finally favored in a round. But if somehow Down Bad is able to win this, they can start to pile up on that scoreboard. Let's take a look at our opening picks again. Will be the Killjoy Xander getting aggressive down the middle. He was going up against Just Classics. This time around, you're going to be facing Hip and Kairos, who, of course, can always just block up that tunnel with the ice wall.
Yeah, and Bancroft, the player that I was looking to be one of the big stars on Down Bad in terms of fragging out, and ends up being the one getting the first ultimate available with the Resurrection on Sage. Cade gets a nice opportunity to go for a trade, but not able to finish it off. And now, with another early pick for Down Bad, what are they going to choose to do? Are they going to rotate back over to A side now that they've been revealed with 3 players from Down Bad having contact? As it does look like we have a little bit of a roam action coming out mid from Neko, as moving closer, trying to find an opportunity to get Down Bad's rotation down pat for A side.
And Nico has been very impressive throughout the qualifier on this jet. Very mobile player, likes to stay aggressive. I have to say, though, Bancroft is a sage after my own heart. Could have healed this Killjoy. Instead, heals himself up, steals the Phantom. They already got guns in their favor now, and here comes the hit over on the B side.
Yeah, so a little bit of a fake action going back to B. We do have Nico still holding off the mid, trying to catch a rotation as well. Wins the duel, and that's a 5v2 coming down for Down Bad as they are the underdog, but looking like to be the favorite so far in the first 3 rounds, just off the current trades. And all 5 members remaining for Down Bad. Hip Hop, unfortunately, eliminated as well for Elysium. So Down Bad off to a fiery start here on their pick for Icebox in map number 1.
Yeah, Fallout's prediction not looking so good, at least on defense. But the attackers, a lot of people arguing this is a attacker-favored map here as Icebox. Bancroft, a huge round. You saw 3 kills on the kill feed, but also assisting in the other 2. He's got the resurrection available in just round 4. Impressive start here from the Sentinel. And we'll see if finally an A hit is going down, or is it just going to be a little early mid pressure and then eventually a rotation of B like we've seen in the first 3.
Does seem like Down Bad's hitting A a little bit harder as they've been pushing towards B, and Elysium's taking advantage with the early pick onto Agility. So Campion coming up big with that Stinger, and now that allows them to push deeper and pincer. So this is a retake opportunity for Elysium as Down Bad's going to get a relatively uncontested A site plant. And this is an opportunity for Elysium to retake, as Icebox does tend to lend itself a little bit more to that, as attackers have been executing a lot cleaner lately in the past few months. And see if Elysium can do this right now as they're down 3-4.
And you can see Elysium is just waiting. There's Sage sitting in the back. That's K-Ross. Wanted to wait for his Jet and the Omen before the retake attempt. Now, they went for an early aggression on B. They just guessed the wrong site. I love the mind games from Down Bad. Now they just got to finish the last 15 seconds here, and that's a great start from Bancroft as he finds the first on K-Ross. And Campion trying to pull off some magic here at short range, finds 3. No time to defuse, but some damage was done to the economics there.
Yeah, unfortunately, not able to find Nico, who has been very safely over to the B side. And you can see that a 4-0 lead. It was a little bit of a bonus round as we didn't really expect too much from Elysium, who were down. But yeah, being able to at least trade out 4 members from Down Bad just to keep their economy a little bit in check, but things are looking very good. Now going to round number 5. This is where the rubber needs to meet the road here for Elysium. Stop the bleeding. They have full buys, but if they lose here, Puckett, their economy will be in shambles. They do have 2 ultimates ready in the form of Bladestorm and the Spirits. So we'll see whether or not Elysium can make some big plays here, as we do have a 5-stack on A trying to come out here. Hip Hop with early contact and a trade.
All right, you do have the operator still in the hands of Campion, though, so keep your eyes on the green Jet. No one could push past without a flash, or, of course, a smoke blocking off his vision. You can see on the minimap, not going to be a problem. This spike is going the other direction, where a Killjoy is posted up and waiting. What can Xander do here for Down Bad, going up against Choi Boy on the opposite side?
Yeah, Choi Boy getting the first pick here, trying to look to see if he can collect another, but was just trying to stall for as long as possible. And Xander with a lockdown to try to get that secured B. But the last remaining members of Elysium, they're waiting on A, and they kind of have to take their time rotating since they know exactly what's up here, as we do have a 3 versus 3 scenario. And Elysium is going to have to play retake once more, but they do have the op still available for Campion, and one pick can make a huge difference in these final moments of this round.
No one is going to peek. They need to bait this play out. Down goes the turret instantly. That gives up the Killjoy's location as well. Campion's going to hold the angle while the spike is being diffused. Can he convert some kills, though? The spray is going to be clean. That's Xander's 3rd. Campion's going to answer back on agilities as the spray continues on spike. They need to get there, and they will land the kills. Xander with a 4K in the round. His ultimate buy-in time, and it's done. Finishes things off, a 5-0 start, and most importantly, the op is gone. The bank is broken. This is going to be a one-sided attacking half.
Yeah, Xander just putting on a clinic to show you exactly why Killjoy is the sentinel of choice for many team compositions, with an additional one of Sage right now in Icebox. But when you're kind of talking about the Killjoy versus Cypher debate, it's not really a debate on Icebox, because you see the way that Xander was able to set up those nano swarms made it really easy to get those kills, and as a result picks up 4 nice ones and are really refreshing almost the entire ultimate for Lockdown. As we go into round number 6 here, it's looking pretty bad for Elysium. I love this back play coming from Down Bad, as they've been recognizing that Elysium, if they have the opportunity, they've been pushing aggressively as defenders, and so looking for an opportunity to get those picks.
Yeah, you saw Campion on the minimap that Jet was getting very aggro on B, and of course their Sky gave him all the information in the world with the guiding light, notifying when the enemies were blinded. They know the setup was in the back, but now it's all over at A, and that spike is going down behind the wall. Great attack here from Down Bad. Now they just have to avoid this lockdown, and they've got the right positioning to do so.
Yeah, sort of neutralizing the aggression, and all of a sudden Elysium charging full forward all the way to 8S, trying to see if they can trade out. Hunter's Fury coming down, trying to eliminate remaining. One player from Elysium, and Xander is going to finish off the round at 6-0 to start off the first half of the first half.
And how good have their ultimates been over the last 2 rounds? You used Xander's to secure the plant in round 5 when it was a rifle round. That round, all you had to invest was Agility's ultimate and a Sage Wall. Great stuff coming out of Down Bad as they get the opposing lockdown out of action. It's really just Cade the Omen with an ult available going up against 3 of the other side. Most importantly, again, it's going to come down to this op versus no op. Will Nico be able to get the first pick as Jet?
Yeah, you know, we talked a little bit about ultimates and how much was spent on both sides. The Elysium using Blazestorm and Lockdown, still not able to secure the round. That's got to be devastating, as you saw that Nico trying to go for an early pick, but Hip Hop was there ready again to get that first pick off here. So how does Down Bad, now that they're down in numbers, one of the first times we've seen that in this map, can they capitalize and equalize if they play a little bit more?
Bancroft taking down his alter ego, and K-Ross, meanwhile, his agility is going to find the Omen. Hip, though, still holding strong in the mid. Down Bad, though, still 4 players up on the attack, and that spike is moving in the hands over to the B bomb site with the Sage in control. Nico back to life, and the operator could be devastating, but Campion won't give him an opportunity. Double peek as he takes down Nico and agility to lock B down.
Wow, he's a triple kill for Campion. Looking for the 4th in order to wrap up the first round here, and first point for Elysium, as Hip Hop has the big flank coming down, knows exactly where Zambi is, and that's going to be Elysium finally getting onto the board. And, you know, we talked a little bit about how Jets are super important on this map. The verticality of Icebox lends itself for updraft positionings to be really crucial, but sometimes even just getting Jet into the right spot, really well done by Campion, getting into B yellow and able to get the jump immediately on that rotation from Down Bad.
Taking a look across the board. Doesn't look like they have much other than the rifles to work with. Only the Omen ult available on the defensive side, but they broke the streak. Finally on the scoreboard is Elysium. Now you're just trying to hope, you know, let's make this a 7-5 half. If we can get 6 rounds, it's a big win, a huge comeback. But Down Bad has been so good on the aggression. And you got to think Nico is always going to threaten, as Bancroft has been clean on the opening kills. The Sage going to work again, spots that Jet, instantly backs up as he's going to avoid the op from Campion, and here comes the wall.
A little bit of awkward traffic jam coming down right next to the site, and you see the trades coming down, really favoring Down Bad, as they're now trying to go for a one big block.
One enemy remaining.
Boy, but Zambi able to clean up, and now just Cade's a little site, trying to see if he can catch perhaps some roamers who are in the mid of the map, but no one, all 5 members from Down Bad were pushing on Cade. You mentioned the aggression. It's paid off handsomely once more. A huge utility advantage leaning over to Down Bad, while Elysium is playing for scraps, extremely poor across the board, pass by in order to be contesting this round, if not full saving.
Gotta say, Bancroft on the Sage, normally a raised Phoenix player, has really impressed me. 9 frags, a lot of that early on. Xander up to 12 is leading the server. It's a Killjoy and a Sage on top of the kill feed, ladies and gentlemen. Nico, though, showing you why Jet is still the best duelist in the game. Opens up with the first 2, make it a third, and is now going to be looking for the Omen. Just 2 remaining here for Elysium. Pistols versus ARs. This is going to be rough, but Cade converts his Sheriff into a headshot. It's a body, but still gets the job.
Absolutely, as Cade tries to go for the triple, misses just narrowly onto Bancroft, but nope. Down bad, still in a pretty good spot, and it's really down to whether or not Choi Boy can bring it back. Choi Boy tends to play a little bit farther away from his opponents as he's the considered IGL. You heard it from that's early in the beginning. Considering his retirement, this could be one of the last tournaments we ever see Choi Boy compete for, at least. As Choi Boy has to go 1v3. Gonna sniff out, and has to jump. And 8-1 for down bad as back-to-back pushes. In fact, I believe they've been 3 rounds now on the A side after showing B very often, keeping Elysium on their toes. And as a result, Elysium has been the mid to try to catch people, but that's been favoring down bad as they've been pushing 5-man onto the A site, getting the early trades, and as a result, because they're up on the man advantage and able to work together beautifully, they've been executing and be able to defend their lead.
I really enjoyed watching Nico in that last round, opening things up. A, after those first 3 kills, wide open as you had a 4-on-2. At the start of this round, though, they're going to lean heavy on A. It's going to be the Sova drone, as always, from agility. Going to clear things out. Everyone else is going to follow this up with Bancroft taking the low ground, and it's going to be Nico going for the peaks from above. Flank is being watched. Very patient play on the back end, as they've always kept it open for a B rotation. Ice Wall is up, slowed down by the Killjoy, but I expect the spike to go down any moment, and Bancroft is going to get some cover from his Jet just in time as this goes down safely.
Yeah, you can see why Sage is pretty nice to set up that wall and get that plant even on offense. And the lockdown comes down from Elysium. Both Killjoys locking down the site, so it comes down to who wants to stay in and who wants to exit out and play for the retake here from Elysium's side. But you do see a little bit of exit points coming out from both sides. Bancroft going for the revive. And then we're going to try one more time. Both teams resetting to half court and trying to play once more for the spike. As Elysium is trying to go a little bit more aggressive, holding the halfway point and trying to use all of their utility, throwing everything in the kitchen. And as a result, it's down to just
trying to buy time.
That.
They got it. Choi, I thought he had it. Instead, everyone's going to go down 9-1. I thought Choi was going to get that off. He was the one who tapped the bomb, got that first pick, and gave him an opportunity. But after all it's said and done, after 10 rounds, 9-1, and we could be looking at 11-1 half. Look at this buy. This is so shaky for Elysium, our #1 seed in the opening game in the best of 3.
Yeah, and you can see that, you know, despite the fact that Down Bad doesn't have much data on how they play Icebox, they're playing pretty well so far, at least in terms of how they've been executing their attack side. As you can see that once more, they're going to start leaning towards B. It's been a little bit of time since they've attacked that side. But Elysium is prepared, able to get the first trades. And this allows Elysium to even push through the A site and perhaps squeeze in on Down Bad, who is down in the numbers now that their B push has been thwarted.
Keeping an eye here on the Sage. Remember, can always bring back a teammate. Xander is going to turn it into a 2-on-2. So maybe that Rez is going to need to come in. But all of his teammates, they died at A. So while he goes on the full rotation, this is a 1v2. It's just the Omen here on the B site. What can Cade do here for the defenders?
Hiding right behind the football plant setup, and that does give an opportunity, but nice swing out from Zambi to get the shot onto Cade. Excellent teamwork coming out from Down Bad on this plan, and with that revive, can Elysium, anchored by Kairos, be able to pull it out? Sky using her light sword to try to get and hunt down the team. Finds a member in kitchen, but Kairos loses the duel, and it comes down to just Hip Hop having a 1v2.
And Xander, I mean, that's just the part of it, Killjoy, we all love, we all hate. You throw down the bot, lets you know when they're there. Then you pop the nano. A blind comes in. Hip Hop running out of time and running out of options. Gonna get swarmed. Down Bad is just playing this so strong on the attack. 10 rounds
Round in the half.
as they will all fall to the spike, but it doesn't matter. They've got all the money in the world here as we go into the last round of half.
Absolutely stunning performance from the first half by Xander, in particular from Down Bad. Excellent use of pretty much everything that you can ask for a Killjoy, controlling space, being able to execute on the trades and playing with information, zoning their opponents out with the nanoswarms and the alarm bots. Excellently done by Down Bad here to start off the first map on Icebox. As we go on to the last round, or last battle here of this first half, Elysium needs to find a way to stop the bleeding. Going down 10-1 is just not going to cut it here going into the attack.
And you can see the spike is in the hands of Bancroft. For the rest of the team, they went over to the B site. They want to get Sova the orb. It looks like instead it may be the Omen. So not quite yet. No Hunter's Fury available, but I wouldn't be surprised if you see a pick from that Sova. He's just going to back up and protect this spike. Early action, though. It's going to be the Jet as Nico with the Blade Storm has an Omen right around the corner. Hawk is going to call out at least one player is around. And now we're just looking for an opening pick. There is the peek from Cade, instantly traded out by Zambi.
Yep, and an immediate follow-up lockdown from Xander, trying to push out the remaining members of Elysium and force Elysium to play retake. Here comes the Trailblazer trying to find two members from Down Bad. That gives information for Elysium to perhaps move in a little bit more aggressively. They've been trying to play the half-court line and deny the opportunity for Down Bad to push in, but it hasn't been that successful, as now they have an opportunity to perhaps grab control of Nest. Campion goes down, though, and Bancroft able to come up big once more. Zambi able to get 2 more kills to add to a total of 3. And there you have it, Puckett. You called the possibility of 11-1, and that's what happened. Elysium coming in as the #1 seed, getting only 1 point for the first half of Icebox.
I'll be honest, a lot of people would say play this out, get your shot warm. If I'm Elysium, I'm just wiping the map. I'm just saying, you know what, guys, let's feed these next 2. Let's just move on to our pick. We're going to Haven next. We've been comfortable on Haven throughout the qualifiers. Icebox, not something we got a ton of practice on, at least not on the defensive end. With that said, it's going to be switching things up here as we're going to see a new attacking round. Attackers have the advantage in theory, but you got to start with the pistol round.
Yeah, and somewhat of a shocking result, too, not only because Elysium coming in as the higher seed and, you know, the more notable team just in terms of their immediate results, but the fact that, you know, historically, we've seen Elysium do well on Icebox. They're 4-1 in their map score records. So to see them get crushed the way it's happening right now, anchored by fantastic play from Bancroft and Xander, it's just stunning to see what that happened. Down Bad tried to push through, or hold the push rather, and successfully able to trade out multiple members of Elysium. Is now down to Choi Boy to try and 1v4, but it might be exactly what you described, Puckett. This might be a go next. This might be a situation where Elysium says, hey, let's just finish this game, try to see if we can gather ourselves for map #2, because 12-1 is going to be one of the most difficult comebacks that we've seen in Valorant.
And I gotta say, this hasn't been just better aim throughout the game. I feel like Down Bad is just using superior teamwork. They have looked so clean on their attacks. Their ultimate usage was phenomenal, especially in the opening 6 rounds. And most importantly, they won the big gun rounds, right? That was the decider. You keep your opponent broke, you're going to have an easy time. They did it in the first half. Now with the pistol round advantage, they're forcing their opponents to go all in. Elysium, they're going Stingers and a Marshall. They're going to be outgunned by a Bulldog, though, and a few Spectres on the opposing side.
They have to defend this house, and Campion able to go up for an aggressive attack, and that's what you need to do if you're Elysium in Campion's position as Jet going north for that entry, trying to go for #2. This is the play we've come to expect from Elysium. Campion absolutely popping off here in round number 14 with a triple kill to get that first plant execute.
And he's got now the Bulldog to play with. You can see on the mini-map, another player in his sights. K-Ross going to steal that one with the Marshall. Zambi 1 versus 4. And Zambi's actually doing a little bit of damage here. Every weapon he picks off is a small victory here. But that's going to be it.
Yeah. not going to be it, and Down Bad can really take their time because the reality is Elysium is constantly with their backs against the wall, Puckett. Every single round feels like they have to buy as much as they can just because of the risk of losing at that point. But hey, you know, every comeback starts with incremental victories, and that was a big one. If Campion can make big plays like he just did in that beginning of the round, jumping onto A site, creating tons of space and disruption, bouncing back and forth between the nest ends, that's the kind of stuff that can potentially give Elysium a little bit of breath of fresh air, if not just some confidence and momentum rolling into map number 2 if they take the loss.
I've really enjoyed seeing Sky implemented a little bit more. Sick from the Sentinels, known for his Sky play. Hip's not going to get any info. No players spotted in the middle. That they know either A or B is stacked. Well, Kairos, he's going to remove everybody. No longer in the middle of A. And the site has been opened up. Just one defender there. And we'll see what can the lone Sova do with a pistol going up against Vandals and Phantoms.
Not too much, I expect, but we'll try to make some magic happen. It's going to be difficult with full-on rifles with just a pistol on one end. As Agility does end up going down, Hip-Hop with the very easy double kill cleanup. Once more, Zandy on the janitor duty, but it doesn't seem like his shift is going to last very much longer here, Puckett, as he just has the shorty to try to hold off this deadly Elysium setup.
Is there anything worse than playing the opposite side of the map and then you hear, oh, they're all at this site, and you're like, oh, great, I'm just going to rotate across with a shorty. This is going to be real easy to retake 1v5. Good luck. Already, It's Elysium with now 3 points on the board after losing that pistol round. They've bounced back, and they're showing a little bit of life, drawing this game out. But it's still game point for Down Bad. They just need one defensive stand, and it could come here as finally they can buy up to the rifles again.
Yeah, the first, air quote, even battle that we'll see in this half so far, because we have full buys coming in finally from Down Bad, who have been, of course, getting the better end of that deal pretty much this entire game so far. And we'll see whether or not Elysium's attack on B, or at least their first start on B, can net themselves in a powerful position. We've been seeing them get the early picks and be able to execute from Down Bad side, and the Campion with that immediate snipe on Zambi with the hedge on a Blaze Storm. Trying to follow with number 2, but Nico able to clutch that out and get that important trade. So now it's a 4v4 and an opportunity for Down Bad to retake on B.
I love seeing Sages. They have done a great job of keeping their teammates up. Campion was getting a lot of support earlier. Now it's Nico's turn after trading out kills. You're going to see this spike now planted. Nico could go up and over this wall. Instead, tries to bust his way through, but it's going to be Kairos finding Bancroft, and now it's going to be a 3 versus 2. The attackers, Elysium, still in this one, and they have the advantage at this moment.
Yep, Agility has rotated, but Kairos is going to be unstoppable, as that is going to be another win for Elysium. I kind of thought that with Agility catching the lurking Joey Boy, was able to, or rather Xander was able to transition over mid and perhaps finally aid the team, but the numbers advantage was a little bit too much and the pressure was too great from Elysium, and they're finally being able to fire on all cylinders, rattling 3 wins in a row. But still, same case remains here. Even if they get this win, it's going to be very similar throughout the rest of the game. Can Elysium hold off and be able to bring this all the way over to overtime? I guess time will tell.
Are we going to see an instant Sky ult? What is going to be the move? Yep, it looks like already you're going to see it coming out for Elysium. Already 2 picks on the board despite Nico's use of the ultimate. Down Bad in a tough position. They are getting overwhelmed on the A site. Nice drop off of the spike as the Killjoy is going to watch the flank. Campion's going to get the spike down. They've got total A control. Every area soaked off, and it's just Sheriffs trying to break through. This one about to be 5-12.
Oh!
Or not.
Oh my goodness. Zambi going for a double kill on the Sheriff, trying to see if it's his town or Elysium is going to continue to destroy the beginnings of this second half here, as we do have Elysium able to clean it up. And, it was a bonus round for Elysium, so to speak, or, being able to get such a huge weapons advantage. But, every single kill to try to limit the economy here is going to be really important, and also to ensure that Elysium can keep their momentum going, because things are looking pretty good, but no room for error. Taking a look at the inventory here, pretty much ultimate orbs not really into the equation here outside for anybody but Agility and Xander. So it's really about down bad if they want to play for those orbs here now that they have an opportunity to make magic happen and with the full buy.
Gotta say, I really enjoyed watching Zambi there. Popping off with the Sheriff. Hopefully that's something that continues throughout this best of 3. If you're just joining us, it was best of 1s through the qualifier, best of 3 here in our first of 2 semifinals. Campion, another first blood as he gets to the A site quick. Cade now chiming in. It is going to be A control, and this seems to be the favored site for Elysium. 3 in a row as that spike goes down safely.
Yeah, 2 members from down bad constantly on B, a little bit late on the rotation just because of how fast Elysium's been able to execute. And now it comes down to a 4v1. Elysium is starting to find their groove here as they're going to take round number 18. And now the lead has been cut a little bit into half, but, you know, it's still going to be these small little victories. It's not about one individual round. It's playing consistent for the rest of the game. And the attack side has been dominant so far in this first map.
Yeah, you got to do it for your Spike GG stats. You can't get blown out. You got to, you know, at least post up double digits if you can somehow pull it out. Remember, it was an 11-1 half in favor of down bad. They have given up 5 straight after winning the second half pistol. And it's been this guy causing so many problems. Campion on the jet. Swift one blocks the recon darts and gets forward. The Omen scouting it out this time as Campion will convert again on Nico.
Yeah, really well done by Elysium, crashing A site super quickly once more, trying to fight with the man advantage as down bad does not have their players in position. Bancroft able to at least trade 1, and Zambi able to get another pick, but still a 3v1 situation. Zambi has to go big once more with the Sheriff in order to try to salvage this round. Getting pressured immediately by Hip Hop. And that's going to be round number 19 for Elysium. Down bad does have their ultimates almost all entirely stacked. I've been kind of wondering, you know, how long are we going to wait to see Xander and Agility, who's had it for a couple rounds now. But now that they have it, so does Elysium. And so you can have the Killjoy ultimates, the lockdowns cancel each other out. Where does that really leave the rest of the team? That's where my question's late, Puckett.
It's going to get weird. I'm ready for it. Let's see a whole bunch of ultimates going down as 7 are ready to pop. And here we go, Frodan. This is going to be a 7th round win opportunity for Elysium. Neither team able to pull it off so far in the game. It's been 6th and 1 in the opposite direction. And once again, I'm looking at the Jet Campion. Will he be able to get the first pick? Initial lockdown going down here. Will it be answered back on the opposite side by down bad?
Yeah, this was a really nicely done setup here to start off because they anticipate that Xander from down bad is going to probably play more towards A side because they've been rushing A, so a really good mix-up. Kairos delayed because of the Hunter's Fury, which is what down bad's trying to do to stall for time, getting the first pick. Zambi able to snipe Hip Hop, but with that smoke, perhaps giving a little bit more time for Elysium to get the plant down. Nico able to get the second pick on Kairos. And this is exactly what down bad needed to crush the spirits of Elysium, who does have the plant down, but with the Killjoy lockdown, going to force back Elysium just for a little bit here.
And they're on that spike. You got to make a move if you are the Killjoy. Instead, Shoyboy is going to be cut down, and that is the game. It's 13 with the Sova. What will he be able to do for Elysium? As long as he can avoid Nico's smokes, I think they got a chance.
Yeah, I think that's a really good call out because we have to see a little bit more stable play here coming out from Elysium if they're going to be successful on Haven. You heard it there from Vansili, who talks about their rotations. Elysium is really great at coordinating their attacks that way. But downpad's been pretty good as well when they're firing on cylinders and get that early information, that first contact. They've been coming out with that early trade. Look at Campion once more to see if he can be that big difference maker with those entry frags.
And they're already on the A site. Xander with the Frenzy. Time to go to work. Instead, Hips, well, he's back on his reign. Pretty comfortable with the Frenzy in hand. A quick heal is going to make him basically a super soldier. Spike planted. This is the start Elysium was looking for. And down bad, they're trying to figure out how do we break back onto site. There's no utility from the Phoenix. 14 HP. This is going to be a blind push, praying for the headshot. As Hip Hop's traded out, we're going to see kills going back and forth as Zambi falls. It's all on Nico here.
Yeah, Nico has to make big plays, but with only 20 HP, dies to the most gentle graze of a bullet. and does end up biting the dust here. Choi Boy able to get that third kill. A great start here for Elysium as they needed to get that first round and get that momentum. Haven, known to be one of the more attack-favored side maps that you see compared to some of these other defensive-favored maps, as noted by the 3 attack sites that you possibly can go. A 5-stack on C to go for round number 2. But we do see Choi Boy once again with his patent, hold down mid, lurk a little bit, get that information, and perhaps hold off anybody potentially flanking his team that's pushing hard.
If you're looking at the qualifiers, Elysium, they actually beat Cloud9 White on Icebox. The rest of the maps, all Haven. Overtime win against Time In. And they got it done by winning some of the pistol rounds. They won their first round of the game. Now they're looking for a second with weapons against just pistols. Kills being traded in the middle, though. And that now means a stinger likely in the hands of the Phoenix. That's going to be Bancroft, who's playing Siege on the last map.
And Down Bad trying to stack a little bit closer towards the defender spawn, looking for an opportunity. So the flash goes in. And this is Down Bad's opportunity to try and close it in. But Elysium's defense seems airtight to start things off. But Bancroft with an important swing now that he has the stinger in his hands. You called it, Puckett. And now it comes down to the defuse. And just like that, Down Bad's able to break serve immediately and equalize that 1 round apiece.
Hey, look at this. So smart. Give your Phoenix the defuse. That is going to give him an alt orb. You are now going to have a run it back. You took the weapons off your opponents. Now you've got momentum as you saved up cash in that previous round. This is where you can see the tide turn for Down Bad. Big round out of the Phoenix, who picks up 4 and will now be the one to set the tone using that stinger. It's basically a free round if you want to just rush out the doors or maybe even take an aggressive peek down A.
Well, yeah, and you mentioned it, Puckett, about how important it was that Choi Boy died despite holding the mid-courtyard area. Given that stinger back over, and Bancroft made the best of it, able to collect multiple points, now has run it back, now able to put Elysium in a little bit of an awkward situation where weapon-wise, they're pretty much down as they move for a sneaky approach here up to the B site, but looks like they're playing it slow here for round number 3.
Yeah, Campion has been a monster, but most of the time you saw him getting kills, it was an AR in hands. Can he get the job done with some Sheriff picks? Well, Hip Hop is there to back him up. Nice trade as they bait and switch. So first blood to Elysium, but remember, they are outgunned in this round, looking for headshots with the Sheriff. Spike making its way to A, and that site has been completely given up. It's just a camera there, as Down Bad is going to have to go for a retake.
And does get the information immediately. This is a classic rotation after the first pick. Elysium trying to hold off as they do try to execute, finally going off on the plant. Can they utilize any of their other utility to stall here while the rest of the remaining team members get in the link in order to try to go for the push here? This is going to be really tricky for Down Bad to try to get back onto this site here with all 5 members of Elysium. As Nico tries to push, perhaps making the first contact here on the retake.
Great blind going through, and they're going to convert on both of the kills. The retake is in.
Remaining.
Up close and personal. That stinger's going to tear through him. It's just one remaining player. Run for your life. Woo. As Kairos is cut down, this is going to be Down Bad with a nice 4 versus 5 retake, and they've got their second round win with guns to play with.
That's right. With plays like that, Nico's not going to be known as the brother of Mina over on Equinox. More big plays like that from Nico can show that he too can stand on his own legs and not live in anybody's shadow whatsoever. Excellently done. Great execution from Down Bad to try and time the utility. Perfect blind and follow-up. As we go into round number 4, full buys finally across, and we get to see whether or not Elysium can keep it close here. This is an important round for them as they definitely need to get this. Otherwise, they're going to be potentially swinging down 2 more rounds.
I was saying earlier, Kairos was on the Sova. He actually played Sage last round, guys, but Agility's is sticking with it, and I'm looking at that Sova to have an impact here for the defense. You're going to take a look at Elysium on the attack as Kairos, or Campion rather, peeks into Nico's operator, and that is first blood for Down Bad once again. They still have that Phoenix run it back from Bancroft as well if they get in a tough situation, but so far, it's just been Zambi. His paranoias have been on point. The retakes have been clean over at the C site and then in the previous round over at A.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, you know, Elysium has this opportunity through Garage that they end up backing out from. They don't necessarily feel super comfortable with the setup. They don't even have the spike, just kind of scouting for information. As we did see that Down Bad not controlling that Garage. Usually we see, just in general, like Phoenix trying to defend that with big flashes and big plays, especially with a run it back. So curious opportunities here for Elysium as they are moving closer to an A site instead. Showing C, going A. Finding Nico with the op, trying to find an opportunity to go in. Hip Hop's gonna double flash with Reyna, trying to go for the Leers and get an opportunity while they shoot. And Hip Hop has created that opening that Elysium needs in order to take this site.
I'll be honest, Nico had to hit that shot with the operator. You leave the Reyna the opportunity. They're gonna break out. As I say it though, Xander says, don't worry,
Whoa.
I got your back, bro. A quick 3 as Agility chimes in with the 4th, and everyone is wiped before that spike can get planted. Well done work from the man who is running the Killjoy in our first map. It's going to be Xander, 4-3-1, and the operator still in the hands of the Jet. They're going to pick up the big gun and lock down A with the solo mission. Meanwhile, that allows you to stack up a little bit, and I'm looking at the Phoenix again. Bancroft, it's time to shine. Go to work against players that you know are going to be running limited armor.
Yeah, you know, a little bit of capitalization on the chaos from Xander, and really well done. And, you know, Elysium has to be a little bit annoyed at themselves for feeling like they had a really good opening that wasn't capitalized upon. But, you know, that's in the past here as Choi Boy and Elysium trying to push up B, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to keep up with the firepower of just the weapons in Bancroft's disposal as his run it back, able to collect a triple. And Elysium does not look very primed for round number 5 here as the remaining members stacking just outside of B steps, and doesn't seem like they're going to be able to launch a very meaningful offensive. They're going to have to play a little bit slower and hopefully get some picks here.
And Elysium is really going to be regretting this use of the knives. Not a single pick. So far, a flawless round. They invested the run it back. Bancroft turns it into 3 kills. Immediate round win in my mind, unless you make a mistake. He's going to finish with 4. And that is a great use of your Phoenix ultimate. Again, Down Bad impressing me, not just with their gun skill, Frodan. The way they invest their ultimates, it seems they're always doing it at the right time. This is a team that has been drilled in by their coach. Shout out to the people behind the scenes, not just the players in the server.
Absolutely. And, you know, Vincili brought up the fact that 2 of these players are crushing the Radiant leaderboards right now, Xander and Bancroft, showing off their individual skill. But it's exactly what you highlighted, Puckett. The team play coming out from Down Bad has been great, picking up exactly where the teammates live off. It's the players who are playing support-oriented roles that are also fragging out of their minds. And now it's opportunities for players who are on duelists to frag out of their mind. And that kind of transition and handoff is key in order to take out a team like Elysium, who comes in as our #1 seed.
Taking a look at Elysium, they're going to have 2 players over on that C site, and there's a bit of a drone work going down in the garage. Now the ultimates are going to follow it up as Elysium is going to look for the early pick. Damage was done, but not enough to pick off the Sova. So now it's going to be up to Hip to flash his way onto C site. Cade's been holding that position down. Will they be able to power through? It looks like it's going to be Zambi holding strong as K-Ross is going to find Bancroft, one of the best defenders now out of the action here for Down Bad.
Yeah, this is interesting again. Once more, Elysium showing Garage rotating to A, and Down Bad looks like they have identified that. They got the jump on the rotation immediately. So in terms of the push timing, it seems like Down Bad's in a better position in order to get to A and perhaps stop Elysium, but they do have the numbers advantage, so Down Bad still has their work cut out for them.
Xander again cages up and then pushes forward, takes down the lockdown. Excellent work. They got the spike, and it's a 2-on-2. As I say it, though, you're going to see the kill land as Cade takes down Zambi. So it's a solo mission for the Cypher, the hero of just 2 rounds ago, and he is playing the time. It takes 4 seconds to plant the spike. They've got to get it down as it's going to be Hip Hop planting this one. Xander is on the flank. Will they be ready for it? Great flash, and it's going to be the peak and the finish as Elysium gets their second round.
Yeah, really great job here from Elysium to execute on it. Despite the fact that Down Bad was in the good position, you can see that in the end, they were able to trade their teammates, take the swings, and as a result, gets a crucial round, going down 5-1, and once more have to play the eco round. Could have been a nail in the coffin in terms of potentially taking an advantage. Because remember what we're talking about, Haven on paper is great for attackers, and we've been seeing a lot of attacks somewhat rebuffed here, and it doesn't seem like Elysium's aggression early has worked out, but some of that follow-up off the rotation has been promising, and we'll see if they can follow up again going into round number 7.
Elysium has been so mobile on their attacks. They show some presence in the mid, then they just rotate across. This time, Campion's just going to jump right onto this site. Killjoy is going to put this down as he will cover with some help of the Sova shock darts. So Elysium, again, able to get onto this site, but the retakes have been cleaned from down bad, and keep in mind, they've got the Sova ultimate as well as a flank available if they need to use it from their Omen.
Yeah, the off-speed pitch here coming out, throwing down bad in for a loop. Elysium has been attacking pretty slow, and all of a sudden an aggressive push. It's put them in an unusual position where they have to retake a little bit quicker. The drop from Xander's not going to be successful. It's up to Zambi in order to clean it up. He's got 2, but not going to be enough, and now it's down to just agility in a 1v1. Whether or not agility can clutch this out for down bad and really put a nail in the coffin here. But Hip Hop able to clutch it out. And that is going to be round 7 to Elysium while saving the op. Going into round number 8, taking a check. A lot of abilities still right now, just halfway built up for their ultimate. Only Zambi, the only person that has access to from the shadows. But, you know, Campion, pretty close to Bladestorm. Hip Hop does have the ability to maybe just get a quick kill on Empress and put a lot of pressure. That roam from Elysium also potentially having big plays because they're definitely messing a little bit with the defensive setups over from down bad.
And now you can see that it's going to be down bad really respecting the A site. Previously, only 1, maybe 2 players there as they were stacking B heavy. They're going to put 3 there. The Cypher throws down some equipment and then bounces back to the B site. Meanwhile, it's going to be Bancroft as well as the Jet, ready to push if needed on a flank. They're going to get the noise. It's coming through Garage. Look out for B. Once again, a slow retake is the plan for down bad as Elysium is getting a free site again.
Yeah, it's really tricky when B has been compromised the way it has been. And the retakes have been okay for down bad. They get pretty close a lot of the time, so I think they feel confident in their ability to do so. They don't have the ability to seize it through a Killjoy lockdown, for example, because they have a Cypher instead on their team, but Cypher does tend to play more aggressively for those retakes anyways. Campion with an immediate pick off of Zambi, and that's going to be the first blood of this round, as the shift over to C has definitely thrown down bad a little bit off, and that rotation that Vansili called out is definitely in play here as Elysium up 4-2 with that spike planted.
Shout out to our production team doing an awesome job here at WSOE 5 online, our first event for Valorant. And boy, this one is shaping up to be a fantastic finish. 2 semifinals and our grand finals to go tonight. Down bad, looking to lock up their spot, is 1 game away. And it's up to this man, Bancroft, the hero of round 2. Will he be able to do it again this time? 1 versus 2 with the players down long. He's going to have to deal with both after tapping this spike. Will they give him an opportunity? Not even. Flame Wall is up, and a rare miss shot coming in from Campion.
1 enemy remaining.
Bancroft gets a kill, but not enough time to defuse. Just trying to take down anybody he can with him. And it looks like Campion's just able to get out of range. And that is going to be another win for Elysium. You don't really see too many attacking Jets with Haven utilize the operator super successfully, just because it's a little bit hard with just kind of the way that you want to attack and rotate really quickly. But it seems like Campion's been able to get those big picks, and as a result, that operator getting that first blood opens up huge opportunities for Elysium, as they showed B, went C, and they've been showing Garage going A. These kinds of misdirection, the left and right turns, has been quite the roller coaster, and it might seem like down bad is fed up with it. They're going for an aggressive down the middle push.
Love to see it. You're outgunned. What do? You put the pressure on, get weird, see if you can catch them in positions they're not expecting. As Nico finds the first headshot, unfortunately, Bancroft gives up his position. Doesn't matter. Still lands the shot, but can't get out with his life. Good trades, though, here from down bad, as they now have the man advantage despite being outgunned. They should be able to hold their own. It's going to be a retake, though, as this, again, should be a clean plant, as it's just going to be the Jet. What can Nico do on the defensive end? It is a weak Killjoy.
Yeah, it's definitely a tenuous situation here for Elysium, but Campion's holding long and does have the idea that there might be a big flank coming in. 2 members from Down Bad slowly making their way through a lobby, and Campion able to get that first snipe, which also is going to put deep fear inside of Down Bad. And it comes down to a 2v1 where they identified the last remaining member and whether or not Cade can find a way to bring this back. Or Zambi, rather, excuse me, as the attackers, Elysium, going to rattle off 4 in a row. And the momentum firmly on their side. Down Bad was already in a position where their economy was starting to really break apart. And that aggressive push from Down Bad did not end up gambling. So this is, once again, put them in a situation where it's, you know, where the rubber meets the road. They really need to find a way to get this win. Otherwise, momentum is going to completely shift for the rest of this half, and they might have to just play on scraps for their weapons.
And great job. They give Choi Boy the spike. He's the one who gets his ultimate with the plant, instantly throws down the lockdown, and leads to the 1 versus 2 advantage. The Omen outgunned. But just looking back at our scoreboard, Down Bad was up 4-1. After losing the pistol, they won 4 straight. They had Elysium broke, and then Elysium, they started to come up clutch. I've been very impressed with their bounce back. And will they be able to finish strong here as we have just a few more rounds left in the first half? They're playing deep in their spawn, trying to bait out any early pressure, and already Down Bad has invested to run it back. That Phoenix ult out of the equation here as we go into the rest of round 10.
Yeah, very much so. And a little bit of information also that's really crucial, showing 2 members from Down Bad that were on A side. And that gives Elysium potentially opportunity to execute on C. The paranoia comes out on both sides. Hunter's Fury trying to stall Elysium from planning quickly, at least on their default spots. No one dying, and all of a sudden, big deaths and shots coming out here as 2 members from Elysium drop in an attempt to seize the C site. Does that mean Elysium has to push back? They can't really do so because the spike is right there on the C site bucket.
And you just had to worry about your flank as Bancroft takes down Choi Boy. You've got this round locked up. At least that's what you're telling your teammates if you're Down Bad. Play it slow. Bancroft, don't die to any shock darts. Great flash, and there's the finish. After giving up 4 straight, they tied up 5-5. It's anyone's game here, Frodan.
Yeah, crucial round to ensure that they can potentially go into the second half on the attacking side with an equalized score. You don't really want to lose too much of that advantage, given that, you know, Elysium has really gotten their rotations down pat. Their patient play has paid off for the string of 4 wins that they're able to rattle on, but that C-side push did not end up working out as well as they wanted to. Perhaps their change of pace to start playing aggressive out of nowhere was immediately sniffed out by Down Bad with great rotation. And now once more, similar setup. Jet and Phoenix over on the right side by A. And once more, Elysium pushing for C.
Last player standing. Flawless.
Oh my goodness, it is absolute carnage. What happened? Elysium had 5 members alive just a few seconds ago. I swear I saw a bucket. I'm not going insane. But Down Bad, they're up 6-5 as Elysium, their attempt for 2 back-to-back C pushes and fast executes did not pan out. I admire the call, given that Elysium wanted to do this misdirection, and they've been seeing a lot of A defense coming out, particularly from both Nico and Bancroft, who's been playing A short and A long simultaneously. But Elysium, you know, they've been really working well when they've been playing sort of a default style, playing a little bit slow, showing one way and going for the other. Let's see if they do that for round number 12.
Look at your health of your camera. You're like, what the hell, man? The round hasn't even started, and you're going to bang me down to 3 HP? Nice wall shots coming through on the defensive side. As one of the duelists is going to be basically one shot, and they are gone. Hip Hop, though, has been very strong on the Reyna after a tough game 1. He's going back to the comfort pick, and he is going to flash him onto sight. Good burst, but it's Xander holding strong once again, as that Cypher has been so good on it.
Yeah, and all chaos is breaking loose here on the A site as it's down to a 2 versus 2. Both members from Down Bad playing more on defensive side, but a little bit of a rotation actually coming out here from Down Bad end, who's trying to go all the way through mid window. Bancroft with the big flank. Zambi right behind him. Is this enough time in order to get the kills because we do have Elysium ready to go, holding off. They're looking more towards the defender spawn, though, so this big flank is going to pay off big if Bancroft can get behind and get the kill. He does, and it's now down to just Hip Hop to hold it off.
And there's Zambi holding strong Froden. We are going to see Down Bad clutch up 7-5. They took the gamble on the flank, but knowing the A site, it's just too many angles to watch. They could come from low. They can come from heaven. Two parts of your attacker spawn also open, and they abuse it. Perfect timing as the smoke clears. They're able to clean house. We're going to switch things up, though. Now it's time to see Down Bad on the attack. Bancroft the Phoenix has been the MVP of this series, in my opinion. Sage in map number 1, now back on the Duelist, and he has been popping off in the early rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Bancroft has been killing it. You know, we got a chance to talk. Bancroft saying, "Give us a fun fact." He says, "I don't get paid," as his main fun fact about him. Not yet, but you keep playing like that, Bancroft, and your name will end up being the prophecy. You're going to take it all the way to the bank if you're going to be able to keep up like that, as he is going to be once more pushing aggressively on behalf of Down Bad. This time as Phoenix, though, you love being on the attack. You love seizing garage control, and Bancroft already on the move.
Chat, well, we got a little slowdown in the action. Tell me, which of these players is a second-degree black belt in Taekwondo? You guess it right, I'll send you a cookie.
That sounds really intimidating.
It's going to be a hit.
Yeah, I was going to say that the fact that one of these players can beat me in-game and out of game, that doesn't sound very fun. I'm probably going to stay away from him as much as I can.
Are you just a first-degree black belt, Dan?
I wish. I didn't even get past the first white belt status of that, as Nico looks like he also ran into some resistance as Down Bad trying to go for an aggressive push onto the A site. Elysium right there ready to go, and it's pretty much down to agility and Bancroft to hold off a 4-man swing here from Elysium.
Nice flash, gives him an opportunity, but they will fall. Kairos on the retake is going to finish things as the Sova. And Elysium picking up their 6th round. They've got another pistol round here, but last time they gave up the gun round. It was their Killjoy falling as Troyboy lost the Stinger. They used it against him, and that turned the tides in the first half. Elysium, I want to see what they can do on the defensive end, if they'll be able to just hold their positions and really cause some problems for the attackers who are going to invest full. I thought agility was going to go for the Bulldog. Wow. Instead, it's Stingers across the board.
I mean, it's weapons across the board for everybody here. Both sides really want to win this round here and get momentum on their side. And you can take a look at how the early ultimates are stacking up too. Campion pretty close to be able to get to that point. And so we'll see whether or not some magic can happen here from Down Bad, who wants to get this aggression going on, want to be able to start pushing on A, but it's going to be met immediately by Hip Hop, who gets 1 kill, immediately dismisses away, and the rotation from Campion beautifully executed by Elysium on the rotation, and Down Bad gets crushed here at the start of round number 14, but agility does still stay alive for now, and Campion finishes off with a 4 kill, and that is going to be a Blaze Storm ready to go for Elysium heading into the 3rd round of the second half.
Now, I can't assume that agility has his weapon switch still on his mouse wheel, but it seems to look like that. That's the 2nd time when we see a little bit of a panic knife come out instead of a pistol after running out of his Stinger ammo. So agility, if you're still using the mouse wheel, now's the time to switch it up here for Down Bad. Elysium starting to show some life. They've got an Ares out for Kairos. We're going to see a lot of Spectres and maybe a full buy as Bancroft actually decides to go with the Sheriff here. Down Bad on the attack versus the defenders, who are going to be gunned up, and they're going to go with a nice 3-2 split, fully giving up B. They're just planning on a retake if needed.
Yeah, this is a difficult spot to be in. You're down in weapon tech. You're trying to find a way to be aggressive, but the setups here from Elysium protect C and B fairly well. Looks like they're going to recede a little bit and let them plan so that way they have an opportunity to retake because their weapons are so much better. And Campion goes for the trade immediately with Xander before going down. Nico gets taken out as well, and Elysium is firing on all cylinders. Only 1 remaining member from Down Bad, and Zambi is not in position to get stopped as Choi Boy will clean it up. Another big round here for Elysium.
Just pistols. They give you B. You're going to get the plant money, and it's a small victory because you didn't land any other kills outside of that. Campion investing his ult in the previous round. Now going to spend the big bucks for the operator. Maybe he's just going to go back to an AR. Elysium keeping a lot of cash in the bank here. They're going to play short range, fast fights on the defensive end. Your attackers, they're going to gun up all the way to the Vandals and the Phantoms. Gun advantage to the attackers for the first time here in the second half.
Yep. Wow. A triple stack from Elysium as they're pushing aggressively out, finding an opportunity potentially to flank down bad before they get set on their plays, but they don't see anybody pushing C. Agility actually going to use the Hunter's Fury immediately, having recognized that a few members are on C from Elysium.
Huge.
And potentially give the opportunity to swing back.
He opened things up on that C side, takes down the Sova by himself, connects on a second, allowing his teammate to swing, and there you see C has been lit. Nico is going to seal the deal. And Elysium, at this point, I wonder, are you just going to save? You've got money in the bank to try and pull off a miracle. But the question is, how many flashes does Hip Hop have? And he is not in position to do anything as he's going to get caught out. It's Bancroft watching the flank, down bad with an excellent attack here. And all it took was the Sova ult.
Yeah, very much so. Sova ult, a lot of times people look at it as an opportunity to snipe different agents, an opportunity to protect the spike once it's planted and you're able to take a long distance, but sometimes just creating space and temporarily assuming a role of a duelist to be able to create that spot where it's difficult for the defenders to stay in good positions is just enough disruption for down bad to capitalize. That was beautifully executed from Agility's side.
It was just against mostly Spectres. Now you're going to see the fair fight, as everyone is going to spend, and there is that operator that we're expecting from the Jet from Elysium. Campion on defense will be watching long A every single round that they go A. Xander, though, throws up the cage, so it's going to be a tough shot. Going to be banking on some timing. Spike is left at home. They're just looking to make some early noise, see if they can cause a rotation before really choosing which side to go with this bomb.
Down bad. Playing at default position. Looks like they're slowly moving over towards the A side as the C movement has pretty much slowed entirely to a fall. However, they are still fanning out a little bit. Elysium has Campion ready to go, waiting, holding long, gets flashed immediately, gets the pick on Bancroft. Huge pick here from Campion as he expects more players coming out from short. Can he get another one? Does not, but falls back and finally buys a little bit of time for Elysium to finish rotating.
Nice flash through the wall to buy Campion extra time to get out. Now the dart is in as the retake will be coming in. Hip Hop is going to find the first pick on Nico. And it's just two remaining attackers left. Xander and Optic with his Sova as they both connect. Agility with the wallbang up top gives him a chance. But that will be it. Cade and Kairos able to push in and finish things off. Elysium retaking the lead after a tie game.
Yeah, and I think the particles on screen tell you everything. It's not an ultra music festival. It's just a utility in Valorant. There's just a bunch of glitter and sparkles everywhere. How can Xander see anything? Constantly thrown drones and flashes and blinds. He was just kind of stranded out there as Down Bad was able to execute pretty nicely, and as a result, Elysium, or rather the Elysium, able to defend. Sorry, the colors on the screen a little bit mixed up there.
Right. Yeah, ignore that top right box.
Yeah. I was looking at it, I was like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure Down Bad's the one attacking, but alas. We go into round number 18 with Kairos immediately trying to go for immediate wallbang. He had some success earlier, but we'll see whether or not Down Bad can try and get a little bit more mid control as they are marching up. As Bancroft has been a huge anchor once more, getting that first pick. Run it back, gonna try to clear out more space on the B site here, Bucket.
Yeah, he's getting fast and furious, and they know we can't peek, we can't rotate yet. You got to wait for that run it back to expire. Spike is planted, and there goes the Omen, just teleporting right back to safety. Flame Wall will cover him. And now you just mark it on the mini-map, right? You're like, there's the Spike. We spam it if we hear it. In the meantime, watch your angles. Make sure we don't get flanked.
Flanks not really pressing in too quickly here. Oh, Bancroft! with a face-to-face, up-close and personal date with Reyna ends up surviving, and looks like it's just down to Campion from Elysium with the operator trying to find an opportunity to pick, but looks like he's leaning more towards the save here, as does not have enough time to go for the defuse. And both members from Down Bad exiting. No exit frags really available at this angle here for Campion. So round number 18 ends up having a tie score. Very close map number 2 here, Puckett. A nice change of pace from Icebox.
Campion versus Bancroft, battle of the duelists. This one going to Bancroft as he finds the Sova. Kairos was eliminated before he could put his ultimate to use. Then you see the run it back as Bancroft just runs over to the A site, forcing the rotation to slow down. I love these attacks. I love the ultimate usage. The question is, will we see the opposing ults come in for Elysium on defense? They're 1 kill away from a lockdown. You still have the Sova ult, which you've had for the last 4 rounds to play with.
Yeah, and it seems like Elysium very much okay with giving up the mid and garage control early on, as they seem to be playing more towards the extremities of Haven. And Bancroft getting first contact, immediately a wallbang kill onto Cade. Huge picks, as Bancroft has just been invaluable for the entry potential of Down Bad. Once more trying to swing over and go for a double kill, and that is 3 members down from Elysium, and Bancroft going to try to secure this plan here for Down Bad, as they are going to be the ones putting Elysium in a difficult position for this retake.
Nice job by Kairos to pick up the double on the breach, but now it's just going to be a killjoy from Choi Boy going up against the hero, and the hero wins again on the C-site. Bancroft with another 4K. And that was set up. We give a lot of credit to the Phoenix. His flashes were on point. That's what slowed down Hip Hop's peak. But it's the paranoias that are setting this up. Zambi has been so good. Look at him, already at 9 assists. Agility with 10 assists, using those recon darts to give up the locations. Everything working here on the attack. Elysium, they got to step up big now that they've got the rifles in hand. It's Campion who's going to pop the blades bright and early here. And we'll see, do they get aggressive, or are they just going to keep leaning back and try and retake?
That's a great question indeed. The information is power, both the access that you get from Sova and the restriction that you give through the paranoia. Choi Boy able to get that first pick, so finally Elysium able to have a man advantage at the beginning of the round. It's been pretty much the Bancroft story, while pushing aggressively, utilizing his teammates' utility. And Nico able to get a pick off of Choi Boy, which opens up the opportunity for once more another C play for Down Bad as they're pushing aggressively. Another pick for Nico, and it's a 4 versus 2. And Elysium not in position. Campion still playing over by the link side alongside Hip Hop as they're trying to push in, but it's going to be a really difficult spot now that there's a long control from Down Bad. And that's going to be the 3rd operator kill. Wow, Down Bad up 11-9 going into the 21st round.
That's right, 2 rounds away from locking up their spot in the grand finals and playing for the big money in first place. Reminder, you guys can contribute to the prize pool. Simply hop on Twitter at WSOE, hit their pinned tweet with a like, retweet it, comment on the TikToks. Let's earn these players some bonus cash as we got the bounties flowing. Elysium, not out of this one yet, though. They can still bring it back. I need to see a little bit cleaner play. We saw Choi Boy get the first pick, then the re-peek was punished. You can't re-peek an operator when it's in the hands of this man, Nico.
Yeah, Nico has been doing a lot of work on the offensive side with it. Taking a look at Garage, we've been seeing that Elysium, again, abandoning more of that Garage and mid tactics and trying to play better for the retakes, but it hasn't been super clean so far in terms of their ability to win those battles. We see a little bit of tension rising into those garage doors. Action's about to break loose here as Zambi and Cade are both inches away from each other, but do they know that?
Yeah, it's just a little Omen hangout by the doors. No big deal. You got to look out, though, when Bancroft breaks this open with the flash. He's ready. You can see the humps already. Just flexing the thighs, making sure everyone's warmed up. Okay, we're going to wait till you're in position down long. See, here I go, baby. And that's a great punish. Instantly slows down the attack. Now the flashes are here. As unfortunately, he catches Xander with that one. Cade is going to find first blood on the round, and Elysium is here with a lockdown if needed.
Last player standing.
Yep, and the lockdown does end up going. Bancroft is on a timer. He needs to eject from the situation
30 seconds left.
with no spike in hand. It's pretty difficult to try to reclaim the situation. Looks like he's got to frag out. If he's going to win, he gets one, but not the other. A great double peek here from Elysium as Campion is going to clean things up and give Elysium a breath of fresh air as we go into one of the most important rounds on Haven yet. Taking a look at how everything is stacking up, Agility does have the Hunter's Fury available, but so does K-Ross. So how does that stack into each other going into round number 22?
And you look at the armor for the defenders, a lot of half armor buys. They're going to be just sitting at 125 HP. Campion's still going to invest in the operator, though, so they'll have the advantage at least on the A site for defense. Last time he got flashed, Campion turned it into a kill on Bancroft. This time, backing up, knowing he's the sole player here. K-Ross is going to let his ult rip, though, as it's going to be a Sova duel, and he comes out on top over Agility here as Cade finds Zambi. It's going to be a little alter ego battles one in favor of Elysium. They're trying to tie this up, Dan.
Yep, and Bancroft securing the A site, using hot hands in order to stall out the link. Taking a peek towards Heaven here. Down Bad has also the rotation coming out. And a trade going down on both sides. It's pretty much up to Bancroft to hold off into the site until we can see Nico rotate in time. Bancroft gets one. Here comes Nico, finally goes for the trade, and the triple, the ace by Bancroft. A critical win for Down Bad as they are now up 12-10. Going into match point and potentially upsetting Elysium and getting a spot in the grand finals.
Okay, can I change my pick? Earlier I said Balanced Esports is going to win this tournament. If Bancroft keeps playing this way, this is going to be Down Bad taking home the catch, the 30 bomb, the ace. Just when you were down, you do something like that and you're on match point. Just keep your eyes on the Phoenix. Please do not switch off this man. Let's take him full screen and see if he can close off the 2-game series.
I mean, it's a little on the nose to say that this Phoenix is on fire, but 30 kills, with a little bit more action to go. Bancroft has been absolutely murdering it this round as he has been a very big playmaker. As we see the first member from Elysium picked off, that enables the theft coming out from Cypher to recognize where Elysium is and gives an opportunity for the C push as Xander is rotating. Is Elysium prepared for this? We have two members that are out of spots and they're trying to see if they can defend the C site. Bancroft immediately going in for the push with the run to back, trying to see if he can get it for a pick. Nico takes out Joy Boy and that allows him to section off the link. And that's going to be an easy plan here for Down Bad. And Elysium has to retake this, otherwise their tournament is over.
One enemy
And you can see Bancroft's just going to watch the flank. No action there. Let's go back to the site as it's going to be a jet duel. The lone hero. Can Campion pull it off? Not this time. Nico shuts it down. A 13-10 finish here, Frodan, as it's down.